Okay, so the easiest is to pull the whole knuckle out. So we're gonna remove the tie rod, the ball joint at the bottom, both 17 mil. The two bolts of the struts, they are 19 mil, 12 mil for the ABS sensor here and here. There is on the other side a 12 millimeter for the, here it's broken, but there's a 12 millimeter for the brake line. The two 17 millimeter here at the top and bottom for the brake caliper, so that we can put the caliper out. Before you remove your strut bolt, the top one is the camber bolt. So mark it, you see I do two lines, one like this, one horizontal, one vertical, and I mark it on the strut, so that when I put the bolt, I can put the camber exactly where it was. So we're gonna remove all this. This is a 32 millimeter nut in the front that holds the axle. Once we pull this and everything else, the hub will come out. This is the knuckle out of the car. To make our life easier, we're gonna remove the dust shield. It's just held up by those three. So best way is to use the impact gun. Once you remove the cable, the shield might be a bit stuck, depending on how much rust you have. There might not be much of the shield left, but if you tap it gently like this, it will come out like this. So first thing to do is we're going to press here the center part, which is going to extract this piece out. So here we have a 27 millimeter socket just on the center of the bearing there, and I'm just going to apply pressure with a press, and that's going to push out. You can see it's coming out at the bottom. Up and popped out. You can see the part comes with the outer bearing. So now we're gonna have to press this guy the other side. Okay, so now I have a 38 millimeter socket sitting on top of the outer bearing, and I'm just gonna press that out. Should be pretty easy. Up, here we go, went through. So here is the outer bearing that fell with the seal at the back. So you can push both of them together and you will get the seal out this way. So here we have the retaining ring for the race. So our two holes, I'm gonna get in there, squeeze it, it's just a snap ring, get the ring out. And now we'll be able to push the race out this way in the press. So here we have a 50 millimeter socket, 50, sitting on top of the race, and we're gonna push it down. So this is a 12-ton Harbor Freight press. Anything smaller than this, you will have a very hard time to push the stuff out. Yeah. So now I'll press the hard phase. Out easy. Here we go.
Nice.
And the race is out. It is slightly smaller, but enough to push the whole assembly, because at the top there's a lip here where the bearing rests. So if you take anything bigger than 50, you say just barely clear the lip. You don't want to push on the lip. You have to go in between to push. One thing we have to do is remove the outer bearing with the seal of this spindle. So we are using this gear puller set from Harbor Freight. Okay, so you put that behind the bearing so that it can grab the back. That will put that there. So 21 mil. I'm going on very slow speed on the impact. So that's tightened at the bottom. Put that here. Here we go, and you can see the bearing going up. So using the 27 mil. There we go. So this is a part number for the new bearing 28316FE000. So the new bearing comes like this. You have the race, and there is a plastic retainer to keep the two bearings together on the race. So we're going to remove this. We're going to put the bearings aside. And they are symmetrical, they are the same on the inside and outside, so it doesn't really matter.
This is symmetrical?
Yeah, it's symmetrical, and so both bearings are the same on each side, so there's no in and out. You can put it either way. So we're going to go to the press and press the bearing, the race back in. So here we have the new race at the bottom. I used an old race as a way to press the new race in. And here I just reuse my 50 mil socket at the top to press the whole assembly. And we're going to go slowly and press this all the way to the bottom. And when it's all the way at the bottom, I should be able to, okay, here, there. I hope we'll be able to remove the second race. And now we just have to get this guy out, which comes easy. And now you see there is a lip here where I'm going to be able to put the retaining ring. So get your snap rings, zip in there. That's why they call snap ring, the snap. Okay. So here I'm packing the bearing with grease. So make sure you are generous and there is grease everywhere. I am using the White Line CV2 grease. Then you will need to get new seals. So those are the part numbers. Outer seal 28015AA0708A, and the inner one is 28015AA080. We're going to put the outer seal here and put the press the bearing back on top, so that this guy will come here, but make sure you put your seal first before you put the bearing. Okay, here we're using a 41 mil socket, and pull over so that we can see it going down. And I'm just pressing it at the bottom of the spindle. And make sure you put your outer seal first in there so that it protects your. And here I'm at the bottom. I don't force. That's where it's supposed to be. So here we just slide. The spindle is still at the bottom. We just did slide the knuckle on top. We put the outer bearing. I'm gonna put my 41 mil at the top here. Yep, and we're pressing the bearing in. Yeah, we are at the bottom. That's good. Okay, here we are now ready to put the inner seal, the last one. So the part that has the hole in it is going to go against the bearing, and the lip come on the outside. So I just put it in place, center it, and I line it. And to push it down, the same thing, I'm going to use the old race, which is exactly the right size. And I'm just going to try to tap it gently down all the way around so that it goes down uniformly. machine, and that's where the axle is going to come and sit, and the grease is going to seal here.